Hey guys, how you doing today? So Kingbolen sent me a K8 scan tool for review. So we're going to take this out of the box and take a look at it. This scanner's been around for about a year, and it's the little brother to the K10. The K10 has a little bit more capability, but we're going to talk about this K8. See what all it comes with here. So of course you got the scan tool. The scan tool is an 8-inch screened scan tool. It is Bluetooth. Got a nice looking VCI here. Oh, sorry about that. What is it? Oh, different adapters, and it looks like your charge connector there that comes with various charge adapters. Nice little manual. Here's your serial number card. Make sure you don't lose this right off the bat, because you've got to register the VCI to the scanner, and the number is here on the activation number is here on this card. You do have some OBD1 connectors, it looks like. As you do in this compartment here, and you do have an extension cable, it looks like. So this red one here is just an extension cable. So let me get this put back in here, and then we're going to get started here. Okay, so here's the scanner itself. You got a power button, and you've got a USB-C and a USB-A port. And it does have a kickstand. Now the kickstand is kind of unique because, so it's a friction-based kickstand. So wherever you open this, it wants to stay. So you can open it up to where you can prop it up right there. Open it up a little bit more, all the way straight up and down, to where if you wanted to hang it, on something, then you could even do that. So that's the first time I've actually seen that on a scan tool. It does have an 8 megapixel camera, and it has this expansion slot. Now, I talked to Kingbolen about this, and they said that they might come out with expansion modules for this, such as oscilloscope. And I'm going to put a picture up, because I don't think you're going to be able to see this little placard here, but it says supported multiple extended modules, printer, work light, video scope, battery tester, scope box, thermal imager, and TPMS tools. But you can see the contacts right here. It also has a little slot here. I don't know if that's for like a SD card, or if that is a SIM card. I wouldn't think it'd be a SIM card, so it's probably just for expanded storage, would be my guess. But they didn't really have any kind of indication what that was for. But that's a pretty cool feature, to be able to expand this. Now a little bit about the specs, and then we're going to hook it up to the car. So the like I said, this is an 8-inch screen. It's Android 10 operating system. It is an all system scan tool, so it'll scan every module on the car. It has 34 special function or what they call resets. It is FCA auto off compatible. So if you have a 2018 or newer Dodge, Chrysler, or Fiat vehicle, you can register this tool on the AutoAuth website, and for $50 a year, you won't have to use a bypass cable, and you'll be able to connect to any vehicle you want from 2018 or newer Dodge, Chrysler, or Fiat. The other vehicles, it'll connect to no problem. And like I say, it is an 8-inch touchscreen and has a resolution of 1280 by 800. It has 2 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of ROM, 8 megapixel camera on the back. It is a dual Wi-Fi, so it's 2.4G and 5G Wi-Fi capable. 2-year free updates. Now, this tool does not have topology. If you want topology, you'll have to go with the K10 for that. And anyway, let's just kind of take a look at the screen here. We're going to go through most of these buttons, and I'm going to do a quick walkthrough. No, I'm probably not going to do an entire walkthrough. I'll do that at a later date. But we're going to connect up here to this 2015 Lexus NX200T, and you know, we'll see how this thing works. So let me get connected up, and we're going to get started. It does have nice little LED ring around the VCI, so you know whether you're connected and if it's paired up properly with the scanner. All right, let me figure out how I'm going to mount this camera. Okay, guys, so we're in the car. I've got it running. I've got the scan tool hooked up. Just real quick, you've got a settings button right here to get into the settings. We're going to get into that here in a minute. But before we get started on the rest of this stuff, I just want to show you, if you drop the menu down, you've got a couple features that you can turn on and off. This one here is the, is that got a glare? That's for the screen recorder hover button. This one here is for the screen capture, so you can hit that and it'll snap a screenshot of the screen that you're on. I'm going to leave the screen recorder button up because I do want to record the screen. That way it's more clear for you guys. This button here will bring up the actual camera so you can snap a picture. To get off of the camera, you just swipe to the side. And then this here flips the screen upside down. So anyway, I'm going to get this camera set up, and then we're going to get started on the walkthrough of the actual tool itself. So I'm going to start the screen recorder. All right, so I think the first thing I'm going to do, of course, if you tap diagnosis, this is where you're going to go through and you're going to manually select what vehicle you want to connect to, or even special functions. And I'm just going to scroll through so that you can hopefully be able to read everything that is listed here. It's got pretty much everything out there. And then of course you can sort from American, European, Asian, and Chinese. Under maintenance, this is your special functions button. There's 34 plus special functions. Now, not all these are going to be applicable to every year, make, and model, so it is year, make, and model specific. So if your car doesn't support one of these, then obviously you can't expect it to work. The quick check, I'm not exactly sure what the quick check does. Oh, you know what? We missed the TPMS. If you had the TPMS tool, it will pair to this scanner and you can program TPMS sensors. But you got to have the tool to be paired up. So like if I hit OK right now, it's going to try to, it's scanning, trying to pick up the TPMS tool. And since I don't have it, it's not going to do it. The nice thing about this scanner that I have noticed is, see how it says it's scanning for that tool? Since I don't want to wait on that, I'm going to hit cancel, and it cancels out of it instantly and lets me go back to a previous menu. Most of the other scan tools I have, if you try to cancel out of an active scan or a if the scanner's searching for a module or something, you've got to wait till it completely finishes. And sometimes that can take a while, and you don't want to wait there or wait any longer than you have to. So it's nice that this lets it shut down right now and lets you back out of that. So the quick check, I'm not exactly sure what this does, but let me let you hear what it sounds like.
Quick check IDENTIFICATION function is ready to be.
It's actually got voice. It will eventually find the VIN, and then it'll start scanning for all the modules.
Ready to information finished. Start all system.
And then it starts scanning the modules. I'm going to go ahead and back out of that. And again, you can see that even though it was right in the middle of a scan, I was able to back right out of it. Intelligent diagnosis is where we're about to go here in just a minute. But first, of course, coverage list. You can click that, and it will, you got to be connected to Wi-Fi, but it will pull up a menu, and you can put in a particular year, make, and model, and it will tell you what this scan tool, what kind of abilities it has, what kind of active tests, special functions, and stuff like that on that particular car. Module. This is where you're going to connect either a printer, video scope, oscilloscope, or battery tester. And you can see that it's got another button where it says coming soon. I believe these are the things that's going to be able to connect to the back of that interface. Or maybe just through Bluetooth. I'm not sure, but that's a pretty cool feature. Remote assistance is where if you click that, you have a team viewer option to where you can have Kingbolen's IT team connect to your scanner and help you troubleshoot scanner issues, not car issues. Of course, you got the store where you would go and you would buy the updates and stuff. File, if there's files that you want to look at, like I just accidentally tapped that, but this is the second time I've had this scanner connected to this car because my GoPro locked up on me. When I went in to edit the original footage, it was not there. I'd been doing all this for 15 minutes, literally for nothing, because the GoPro locked up. Anyway, these are files that you can refer back to that you've saved. Repair info. You might get some use out of this. Of course, you got the camera button right there. Of course, again, you got user manual, browser. It does have a nice database for DTC. So, like if you had a DTC of PO, we'll just do 420. It gives you a nice little description of what the DTC is and how it sets and everything. You got video. Don't have any video listed there yet. Learning materials. I can't remember what that is. Yeah, I'm not sure what this particular deal means. Oh, okay. So I just clicked that. You got GM and USA Ford. Okay. So, like 2014 Sierra module learning for the radio. And it looks like it's got a video. Of course, you're going to have to be connected to the internet for this. But it kind of gives you a video of how to go through the scanner, do whatever you need to do. Quite a few GM vehicles there. And then, of course, you got USA Ford. Coming soon. Okay. We'll back out of that. Anything else under this? No. Of course, upgrade. I've already upgraded it yesterday when I pulled it out of the box, but there is a couple upgrade files there. You got upgradable software. This is all the software that's already on the scanner. And you can see the current version and then the latest version. And feedback. That's where you would leave feedback to Kingbolen if you had issues with this. So, pretty nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into let's go up here to the settings. I want to show you something. So you got BCI, you got BCI firmware, firmware fix. All my scan tools has this. I don't know when or if you'd ever need to use that. I've never had to use it. It says if you're experiencing difficulties communicating with the BCI, please download the firmware fix by clicking the link below. I've never had a problem with any of my scan tools, but they all have that same firmware fix. Not sure exactly what that does. Data stream sample, don't have anything in there right now. My order, probably not going to have anything in there. I think that's if you ordered something from the store. Of course, profile, and I need to select male on that. I don't know why it switched over to female. Change password, of course. Wi-Fi, it is, like I said, it is 2.4 and 5G Wi-Fi. That's where you connect to your Wi-Fi. Diagnostic software clear. The nice thing about this, if you look up here in the upper left, you got hide software. Any software that you don't want to see, like I don't need to see Chinese cars because we don't have them over here. So it just takes them off the screen where you don't even ever have to see them. You can also remove any software. Now, the problem with removing it is it's going to show up in the update list. So you're always going to see that particular software in the update list. So I typically don't remove software. If I ever was running low on space, I would, but I've never ran low on space yet on any of my scan tools. Where are we at here? Diagnostic software clear. Business information. Of course, you put in a company logo and your shop name and everything. Customer management. You can have a database of customers. Diagnostic record. These were past times that I had this scan tool hooked up to the car. Anyway, screen recorder. This is where you're going to find any screen records. If you see the little screen recorder going over here in the lower or the upper right there, this is where that's going to be, is under screen recorder. Of course, photo album. If you snap pictures, this is where your pictures are going to be. Submit result. What was that? Can't remember. I'm trying to get through this as fast as possible, guys. Nope, not going to wait on it. Clear VCI data. Of course, you got settings. This is where you would be imperial, metric. You can switch units, your time, your language. I think this had like 37 different languages, if I remember right. Time zone, clear cache, mode switch. Like if you're connecting this to a computer, then you want to connect it up and you want to hit the bottom button, device mode, suitable for the connection of USB. If you're connecting up modules to the back of it, you want to hit the top button. Cast screen. Now that's a handy feature. If you had a big screen and you wanted to cast the image up onto a screen, it's got the ability to cast the screen. Now restore factory settings and then log out. So let's get over here to what you've probably been waiting on. Let's go to intelligent diagnosis. And now it doesn't talk under intelligent diagnosis. That quick scan or whatever it was, that's where the talking happened. I'm going to try to get through this as fast as possible. Okay, we're going to hit diagnosis. It did detect it as a Lexus NX200T 2015 model. And 16-pin DLC, NX200, no radar cruise. That's where you can verify, make sure that everything's correct. We're going to hit OK. It does have the voltage. You can see up in the upper right, it does have the voltage readout. A lot of people like that. It is kind of handy a lot of times, so especially if you've been sitting in a car for a while without it running, or even with it running, and you want to make sure that either the battery is got enough charge in it or that the alternator's working. And I'm just going to go ahead and do a health report. I'll go ahead and go through all these, but then we're going to do a health report. Health report is going to scan all the modules. System selection, you can go and select specific modules. You don't have to do a full scan. Service function, actually I'm not sure what service function is. This function is used to detect all the service functions. Oh, okay. So if you click that, I do know what that is. If you click that, it'll scan all the modules and it will tell you, it'll list all the special functions that this scanner is capable of. It will list those under those modules to let you know whether, for instance, if you can do an AC actuator door relearn or a throttle body reset or whatever, it'll list all those. The customize setting is where you can customize features of the car. That is obviously year, make, and model specific. You click that, you can select whether the door locks are all going to unlock or just the driver's door. You can select if the door locks are going to lock when you start driving or if they're not going to lock at all. Engine check, I'm not sure what that is, to be honest with you. Okay, well that's just going into the engine module, it looks like. Now, vehicle information, we've already seen that. That's what pops up. So let's do a health report. I'll fast forward through this so that you don't have to sit through it. This is a Lexus, so it's got a little bit of, it's got a few modules that it can have. And obviously the more potential modules that a car has, takes longer to scan. You'll notice it's got a timer in the upper right corner too that tells you how long it's taken to scan everything. Pretty nice little feature. One thing I do like about it, you can see that it's got the OBD2 option, the generic OBD2. You can hit enter and go straight into generic OBD2. You don't have to back out of this and go to generic OBD2, manually, I guess, or another way. So we're just going to click on the ECM, and we're going to take a look at what it's got. Before I do that, you'll notice down here you can do a report. You can clear all DTCs. No module has DTCs on this car, or you can rescan. But we're going to go ahead and go into the, that was generic OBD2 in that session. All right, guys, so I had to restart the scan because I backed out of it too far. But you can see the upper right corner, that timer, that black timer, 1 minute, 15 seconds. That's how long it's actually taken to scan every module on this car. It's kind of cool that it's got that timer to kind of give you an idea of how long it's been. So what I did before was I hit OBD2, and then I backed out of that I backed out of it, and then it asked me if I wanted to cancel the session. I accidentally hit yes. So I had to rescan the whole thing again. What I wanted to do was go into the engine control module. Now, what is nice is that it's got that OBD2 button there to where you can go straight into OBD2. That's where you're going to find your IM readiness and some of your mode 6 functions. And of course you got report, clear DTCs, and you can rescan. So let's go ahead and hit the ECM. Let's get into this. Of course you can read fault codes, clear fault memory, read freeze frame, read data stream. We'll go ahead and look at the actuation test. I'm not going to do a quick walkthrough on every module. That'll come at a later date. I will do that with the scan tool on numerous other cars, but we're just doing this is an overview of the actual scan tool itself. This is a special functions menu under the ECM, give you an idea of what you can expect there. And we're going to hit data stream, and I'm going to select some PIDs, and we're going to check the graphing and see what other options it may have. See how responsive it is. So you can see that it's got a possibility of 298 different PIDs that you can pick from. Let's pick a few of these. So this scan tool, even though it's an 8-inch scan tool, will display 12 graphs at a time up on the screen, which is pretty impressive. We'll do accelerator position, sensor voltage. We're not going to do that one. Let's we'll do some boost pressure. I don't know if we'll, without it being under load, we're probably not going to build too much boost up. Engine speed. Okay, we've got 4. I'd like to pick something that moves. Of course, you can go up to the top and you can type in like O2. We'll just select. We'll just start selecting stuff. We'll get to our 12 and then we'll press on. So there's 12 right there. And there they are. Now, if you want to just look at one real quick, the little graph icon on the right, if you click that, then it'll pop the graph up, and then you can look at the graph. You go back. You can sample. You can compare sample. You can save a sample. The middle button that says graph, we're going to hit that, and you can see that it's got all 12 graphs up. If you wanted to see any one of these, I'm going to select the lower right corner, the O2 sensor voltage. You just tap it, and you got that graph that pops up by itself. So you can see it's nice and responsive. I'm going to rev the engine up a little bit. kind of hold it there. That off. Go. You just hit the back button. It takes you back to the 12 graphs there. Let's see. What else can we do? I thought I selected engine speed, but I guess I deselected it by mistake. Anyway, doesn't really matter. We just wanted to see the graphs. Now you can combine them all. Whenever you hit the combine, you can select individual graphs, whichever ones you want. You don't want to typically select too many because then it starts getting, you know, really cluttered. Let's see here. So yeah, the graphing looks nice. They're all in different colors, so you can kind of pick out a color that you wanted to monitor, and then you can concentrate on that color. And the little arrow over to the right, if you hit that little arrow, it pops out, and you can deselect any graph that you don't really want or need to see. So pretty nice, and you just swipe it back over. Anyway, of course, you got your imperial and metric button up top, so you can, you know, some things you want to, like mass airflow, I'm used to grams per second. But a lot of scan tools, whenever you hit imperial, it'll put everything in imperial measurements, which for mass airflow, it'll be, I think it's pounds per hour or pounds per second. I don't know what good numbers are in pounds per second or pounds per hour. I know grams per second. So it's nice that there's a button that you can select either metric or imperial, depending on what you're looking at. And if I haven't said it already, you know, you see the voltage. A lot of people like that live readout of the voltage. That way you can keep track of your battery level or if the alternator's working. Anyway, I think that's pretty much it. This is a Kingbolen K8. This is the little brother to the K10. The K10 has a 10-inch screen, has topology, and has a few more features that the K8 does not have. I do want to mention the one thing that I've noticed that the scan tool, just like most of my other scan tools, was not able to do is when I had it hooked up to our 2007 Jeep Wrangler, it was not able to pull the pin code to be able to program a key. This will program keys, but at least on Chrysler vehicles, I don't think it's going to be able to pull pin codes. So just keep that in mind. If you got to have a pin code or a password, not sure if this one's going to be able to pull those. Anyway, we're pretty much done. Sorry if this video drug out a little longer than normal, but anyway, this is a K8 on a 2015 Lexus NX200T. You guys take care.